Dynamite Recap. I am taking a break from the MJF watch this week because it is Shark Week, and we'll just call this one right here Maxwell Jacob Friedman. But enough of that. It's on to the show. It was a very, very good show this week. I think I'm a little lost for words. I'm very tired tonight. You have to excuse me. But yes, I believe tonight's show had a lot of cohesion. It ran smoothly tonight. There we go. Looking good, babe. Looking good. Thank you very much, babe. Always as well. You are looking good as well. Hey, folks. Glad to have David in the chat. Let's get straight into the show. We started off with a fantastic match on the show. Brody King versus Darby Allin. I loved the ending of their Rampage thing. I've liked the little bit of feuding they've done where they did it in a autograph signing. They used Twitter and all this other stuff to really sell this one. This match was beautiful because why? They told a story during the match. It's a very simple story, but it works. David versus Goliath. And David gave it everything he could. Everything he possibly could. Wasn't enough. Goliath just destroyed this man. The spots in here, cool, very fun match. You can see Darby fighting back every chance he could get, doing everything he possibly could, and it doesn't work. It doesn't work. So that was fun. Sorry, I'm having technical difficulties. I'm trying to figure it out real quick. Bear with me. I think I'm coming back. So, yes, as David pointed out, Brody destroyed in that match. The building up for the trios, absolutely. I'm not a fan of the third member of the Darby Sting thing, but we'll see. But again, the match was fun. They told a story, and it was a great story. I was very entertained by this match. This is 2 weeks in a row they've started off with a match that I just absolutely loved. And if you're going to keep doing this kind of stuff with Brody King, build him up to be the man that takes on Wardlow like next month or something like that, or even do it all out. It's going to be amazing. I can't say enough good things about this match. One spot in particular I really, really, really enjoyed is it Darby, he had to use his belt. He tied up Brody's legs, pulled him out. He was on the ground, and as Brody's getting up, Darby doesn't even wait for this man to stand up. He does his suicide dive flip. I think they called it a Darby cannonball. I'm not 100% sure. Out to the outside as he's getting up. He didn't even get to his feet, so there was no standing around waiting here. He attacked this man as he was getting to his feet. He was on his knees or something like that. It was awesome. And again, Brody ended up getting the victory here. Now, after the match, there's an afterbirth there, but again, I liked it. It all made a lot of sense. Brody went straight for Darby again. He wasn't done with him. He started choking him out even more in the ring. So what happens? It's Sting! And he comes down to the ring, and he immediately just takes on Brody King. He's about to hit the Scorpion Death Drop. Lights go out. Lights go on. There's Malachi Black, and he's going face-to-face with Sting. They teased it last week, and now they're doing the face-off here. Brody King comes from behind and starts choking Sting out. Malachi gives him the Black Mist for extra measure, and then Sting is out. Great segment to end this match on top of a great match. And then we had Miro show up to stop them from beating on Sting. So you're going to get a Miro, Sting, and Darby alliance to take on the House of Black. Hopefully House of Black wins that because I don't like it when people team together and take out tightly knit. I can't think of the words. I'm very tired, so my words are everywhere tonight. A faction that is very tightly knit, like they're close. I don't like it when people come together and do that. It doesn't make sense. The group that's been together and works together well should always win those. But the match, the program itself should be awesome, especially if they're doing more stuff like tonight. Got Brody with the Bruiser Brody shout outs, so that's always good to see. I love it when people pay homage to the old things like that. Yes, absolutely. Crowd is hot for Miro. Glasses, nice touch. I'm going to go ahead and say this as a glasses aficionado. I did not like those glasses. I think they looked absolutely hideous on them. Brown and black is not a good combination for eyewear. Take it from the Drip King. It doesn't work. Malachi versus Sting. I'm not even mad at that either. I know a lot of people are like, Sting, I'm tired of seeing Sting. STFU, you know what that means. Sting has been booked almost perfectly in AEW, with the exception of the Acclaim tag match in which he beat him by himself. Pretty much, I think everything else Sting has done has been pretty great. So enough with that. And as my lady pointed out, extra sharks for you too. Yes, we caught ourselves a shark today on the boat trip. Not this bad boy, because this is MJF, but we did catch ourselves another shark. It's sharks all around. The promotion for Shark Week on the show was another just hilarious touch for me. I think it's awesome. I don't know why it's such a silly thing that shouldn't even matter, but I thought it was cool. You had people wearing the shark hats. You had the logos everywhere. You had references to shark. It was very cool. I like the touch. It was. I think if you're going to do product placement in a wrestling show, this is how it should be done. It was done very well, especially with the shark cage at the end of the mat. It's great stuff in my opinion. But enough of that. After that great opening, you're in for a just great show in my opinion. Like if when they open with something like that, you know you're always going to get something good. Yes, yep, Cole Carter. We'll get to that when it comes up. But yes, that was nice. Oh, that was the next thing up, so I can pull it up. My bad. Cole Carter, he's being interviewed. And if you don't know who that is, it's Troy Donovan from NXT, the guy who Tony D'Angelo sent to sleep with the fishes. So as he's being interviewed, Ricky Starks comes up and he goes, last time I saw you, you were sleeping with the fishes. Nice little touch there. Goes with the Shark Week theme, as well as talking about the past that we're not going to ignore. So it was a very cool little touch. It's basically to set up the open challenge that Cole Carter accepted for the FTW Championship against Ricky Starks. So that's a match we're going to get later on tonight. My issue here with Cole Carter is this man was released from WWE for a failed drug test. What drug? We don't know. I can tell you one thing. It wasn't marijuana because they don't even test for it anymore. So if we're to assume that it was probably a steroid or I think it's okay for me to do. I think a steroid or HGH is probably what we're looking at here. And this was maybe a month ago, if not a month ago. I don't like the fact he's already on AEW TV. I don't care if they sign the guy, whatever. That's whatever. Give the guy a chance after he's proven that he deserves a second chance. A month later, sorry, that's too soon. Don't think he should be given a chance like this, but he did. We'll go with it. Just had to get that out of the way because it was bugging me to see him get this opportunity. Enough of that, though. On to the next match. We get Trent and Chuck, the best friends, taking on, Wheeler Utah and John Moxley. Good match again, and it told a story. The story here. Wheeler Utah left the best friends to join the Blackpool Combat Club. Trent never liked this man. Chucky Taylor, kind of always been on the fence. I don't know. But in this match, you saw Trent really dying to get his hands on Wheeler Utah. And when he does, he starts beating the piss out of him. He's using the forearms to just obliterate this man. And then Chucky Taylor comes in to kind of try and stop him. Like, hey, man, Wheeler Utah blasts him. So now Chucky Taylor says, you know what, Trent, you're probably right. And the tables have been turned now. And now Chucky Taylor wants to hurt this man just as much as Trent did. That's the story. Again, it's very simple, but it was very effective here. Wheeler Utah got his stuff in while also telling the story of the best friends, Wheeler Utah, all this other stuff. Mox gets in. He no-sells a move. That I'm not a fan of the no-selling when it's so obvious that was. But there was one more problem I had in this match. Wheeler Utah took a pile driver, and then he took a jumping pile driver like 3 seconds later, and he kicked out. Stop doing that nonsense. That doesn't work for me. That's absurd. Nobody gets dropped on their head like that 2 times in a row and kicks out. Sorry. Especially on a TV match no, don't do that. Please don't do that. Those are my only gripes. Other than that, the story was great. I enjoyed the match. Those are just tiny gripes. It doesn't take away from the enjoyment at all. It was another just good match. I think we're 40 minutes in at this point, and the show has just been clicking on all cylinders. It's very, very good stuff. Utah getting a good showcase before the pay-per-view. Yes, the Ring of Honor pay-per-view this weekend. If you don't know, now you know. Make sure you watch it because they have a lot of good wrestling matches on here. We'll get to more of those in a little bit. Utah, only his 25th time. Only 25, his time in the best. Super Juniors, great learning experience. I'm a Wheeler Utah guy. I think he's going to be great. If we could just get some what's the word I'm looking for? Again, I'm told you I'm out of it. It's the charisma. We need charisma out of Willow Utah, and I think he could just go all the way to the top main event scene AEW. Until he gets that charisma, though, he's going to be kind of where he's at now. After that, we get his Tony Schiavone interview with Swerve Strickland and Keith Lee, the new tag team champions for AEW. They come out there. We got, what's his name? Kevin Gates, the rapper, in the front row, and they reference that a little bit. Then out comes Mark Sterling. He's talking about everybody wants Swerve out of here, and then he's going to get Kevin Gates to sign the petition that he's made to really emphasize the fact that Lee needs to leave. And then, or Swerve, sorry. I'm done. I'm out of it. And then that turns into Kevin Gates coming out, knocking out Tony Nese, and then Swerve throws a cake, their celebration cake in Mark Sterling's face, and that's the segment. Is what it is. That Mark Sterling deserves better, though. If you know, you know. that the people that are cheering this, I know for a fact y'all were complaining about it not that long ago, so don't get too excited about it. But I don't mind that stuff, so I'm not talking to myself. I'm not talking to like-minded individuals like myself. I'm talking to the ones that complained when it happened to someone else on another channel. But that's that. On to the next segment of the show. We get the Dark Order talking to the Butcher and the Blade in the back. Just a random, just chatting it up with them, talking about, oh, we like the Butcher. He's our favorite wrestler. We made shirts. Butcher gave Blade one that said Butch. And then they got mad, so they attacked him. And then Hangman Page made the save and setting up a match for Rampage, I believe. Swerve, dual tag champ, AEW with Keith Lee, defy with Christopher Daniels. Yes, I saw that. He won those with Christopher Daniels, I think, this past weekend. I love Swerve. I don't mind him winning anywhere and everywhere because he's that good. Quick comment, second in and out, didn't overstay his welcome. I think this one lasted a little bit too long, if I'm being honest. But again, I'm not the kind of person that minds it. I'm speaking in terms of the people who complain about it elsewhere. And based on their complaints about it being elsewhere, when it happens here, I gotta stay true to it. Y'all can't complain about it over here and then be cool with it over here. That's how I look at it. I think it's kind of silly, but I'm over that. We're on to the next thing. As I said, Butcher and Blade, they got ran off by Hangman Page, and I think on Rampage we're getting Johnny Hungy and Hangman and a Page taking on Butcher and Blade. I think that's what's happening. Not 100% sure. Not against that, though, because Johnny Hungy rules. Next up, Christian and Luchasaurus versus the Varsity Blondes. More just good work. Christian didn't even cut a promo tonight, but he did great work because he sat on the outside of the ring and let Luchasaurus straight up destroy the Varsity Blondes. And then when they were completely done, they had no life left to him. He says, tag me in. Luchasaurus tags him in, he comes in, pins him, and that's it. Then after the match, he gets on Luchasaurus' shoulders, a la Jungle Boy used to do, and starts celebrating. He's like, yeah, we did it. We won. And then Jungle Boy's music hits. Jungle Boy's back. Thank you, Miss Jungle Boy. He is the man. He comes down with a chair. Luchasaurus goes to the ramp to cut him off. He looks back at Christian. He looks at Jungle Boy. Then he steps aside. Jungle Boy runs into the ring. Christian runs out. They go up to the crowd. That's a segment. I see a bunch of people. Oh, they're turning Luchasaurus a heel, face. They're switching them too much. Shut up. We don't even know what's happening there. A momentary lapse of weakness on Luchasaurus' behalf. I guarantee you Luchasaurus destroys Jungle Boy next week. Guarantee you. If it's not next week, it'll be the week after. It's going to happen. He's going to destroy Jungle Boy on behalf of Christian. You don't spend all the last 3 weeks building Luchasaurus up as the monster. I saw someone mention the Kane reference. There's a lot of similarities to how Kane used to be presented before they took the mask off and completely neutered him, and he was a complete monster, and I see it. The Luchasaurus presentation is so damn good. He looks like a monster, as he should. They didn't just do all that work for 3 weeks just to be like, no, piece of face again with Jungle Boy. And if they do, they deserve all the hate they get for it, because that would be absolutely stupid. It's not happening. He's going to destroy Jungle Boy. They had to give Jungle Boy his moment upon his return. Then they'll take that moment away from him next week. I think Luchasaurus is still with Christian. Absolutely. Again, I would be dumbfoundedly shocked, just mind blown. All of the above. if Luchasaurus is not still a Christian. Nice touch with Jack's music playing throughout the chase. It is funny. It's kind of like the as they're running after each other. It's funny. But yes, I'm looking forward to this program. Christian's been doing great work without Jungle Boy there, with Jungle Boy there. Hopefully this helps elevate Jungle Boy and takes him out of his comfort zone, and we start to see some more personality out of Jungle Boy as opposed to just the, hey, I'm a Tarzan wannabe. Like, I want to see some promo work out of Jungle Jack here to make me really get behind him as a guy that could be a main eventer in AEW, because I believe he can based on his ring skills. That's how highly I think of Jungle Boy. That's that though. Good segment. That's the first hour of the show right there. And again, my only complaint was just like 3 little spots in the tag team match that told a great story. So I'm completely cool with it. It's fine. Commercial break, come back. Gun Club, they're being interviewed. They're talking about the Acclaimed, and I think it's Austin Gunn who then ends up challenging Max Caster to a rap battle on Rampage. The winner of the rap battle gets to pick when they fight, where they fight, how they fight, all of the above. So that'll be a fun time right there, just to hear Austin Gunn try and compete with Max Caster on the microphone in a rap battle. He tried to sit there and rhyme some words at the end just to play onto the goofiness. I think it's going to be funny. I think it's going to be great. And honestly, based on everything I saw that's going to be on Rampage, this might be my favorite part, the one I'm looking forward to the most. But I'll watch Rampage and I'll decide for myself then. But I am looking forward to that segment. I think it's going to be great. Next up, Ricky Starks taking on the Cole Carter guy from earlier. And if you don't know, it's Tony Donovan. He was sleeping with the fishes, and now he is wrestling Ricky Starks for the FTW World Championship on AEW Dynamite. Ricky Starks pretty much owns this match. Cole got a little bit of offense in at one point, but this was like a highlight reel for Ricky Starks, if you will. And I'm all for it, because Ricky Starks should be getting so many opportunities. He's got the look, he's got the charisma, he's got the skill. There's nothing this man don't have. He is one of the future people of this business that is going to be a mega star if they don't screw it up. David here says he is a future. Wait, let me see. Get off me. Got Ricky Starks, the future AEW and IWGP champion. I can't speak on the IWGP. I don't know how far that'll go. AEW World Champion, I would like to see it happen. I will say this. It would not surprise me one bit if Ricky Starks is one of the ones that jumps ships and goes to WWE. That's not a knock on AEW at all. I know Ricky Starks has ties with Cody Rhodes. I know Ricky Starks has the kind of features that the WWE looks at and says, we can do something with him. Whether or not it happens, I don't know. I can see it happening. Whether it does or not, I don't care either way, because, again, I watch both shows. I love both shows, and I'm going to support Ricky Starks no matter what. So, future world champion, no matter where he goes. Absolutely 100% agree with that. He is the man. After the match, he says, I'm not done. I got more in me. He goes, I think I want to do another challenge right now. And then he does an open challenge. And then out comes Danhausen. I popped. I don't know why. I love Danhausen. And if you don't love Danhausen, what's wrong with? He's fun. He's very entertaining. He's very different. Everything you want in wrestling today, Danhausen is. Is he the best wrestler in the world? No. You don't have to be the best wrestler in the world, be a professional wrestler, and be at the top of the game. That's not how it works. If you're entertaining, which Danhausen is, that's all you need. Comes out, he calls Ricky Richard. He says, Danhausen. It's me, Danhausen. And he challenges for the FCW title. And then Ricky Starks says, whoa. I didn't mean right now. Next week, we could do it. So next week, Ricky Starks, Danhausen, FTW championship match. I have a feeling we are getting the return of Hookhausen next week as Hook comes down and helps Danhausen become the FTW champion, which I know I just spent like 3 minutes talking about how much I love Ricky Starks and everything. Danhausen becoming FTW champion by beating Ricky Starks, I'm all for, because it frees up Ricky Starks, that FTW title, number one. Number two, it puts a title on Danhausen that's not an AEW title, so it doesn't really matter. 2 and 3, it's just awesome. It's just awesome. It'll just play into the Danhausen character so much, well, because he's out for world domination and now he has a title so he can get more monies, all the good stuff. It makes so much sense to have him win this. And then you have a future program with Hook taking on Ricky Starks and Hobbs, and maybe even some tag team action. Hookhausen versus Team Taz. Everything about this is good. And then Taz, he's torn. there's so many layers to a story that can be told there. You have to do it. And if you don't know, Danhausen beat Jake something on Dark last night. So there you go. He's got some wins. I think it's time to start seeing what you can do with Danhausen in the ring. The little comedy skits are fun. Can't live off it forever. Let's see what you got with him. Let's see what you could do. Send him off to the races. I'm excited for that match next week. After that, we get a Statlander, Athena, Willow Nightingale segment in which they basically talk about how I think Layla Gray couldn't make the match, so it's a 2-on-2 match instead of the 3-on-3 that they promoted. Whatever things happen, no big deal. Athena says that TBS title would look good on me, and then the World AEW Women's Champion would look good on you, Kristen. Just silly, whatever. Nothing's crazy. Just that's what it was. And then that was it. Then next up, we get a Shivani interview with FTR. They just talk about their match with the Briscoes. Dax gives you a little heartfelt story about his daughter overcoming a battle, and he's gonna battle like she did. It's because he needs to bring home those Ring of Honor titles for her and his legacy. Just good stuff. Dax he has really come into his own this year. I'm happy for him. FTR is awesome. They're finally getting their flowers. Best tag team in the world. You don't even dispute it with me because I'll slap you right out the internet because there's no argument to be made. FTR is hands down the best tag team in the world, and Dax is one of your top 10 wrestlers in the world today as far as 2022 is concerned. And if you don't agree with me, I slap you right out the internet. Ain't that right, Max? That's right, Max. He's minimal in the ring. I've seen quite a few of his matches. Yes, I'm not saying the Danhausen is great in the ring. Absolutely not. He's serviceable, though. And if you are serviceable in the ring and you have that kind of character, you are that kind of over, that's all that matters. That's all that matters. Road Dogg Jesse James was one of the most popular tag teams in the history during the most popular era in the history of wrestling. That man couldn't wrestle to save his life. But he was over. He could talk on the mic. He had character work. That's all you need. That's all you need. And that's what Danhausen has. He's not the mic man Road Dogg was. Don't twist the words. I'm just saying. You don't need to be great in the ring if you are really good at literally everything else. And Danhausen is that. Road Dogg is the F. Hey, I'm not even talking about as far as he is personally. I'm just referencing what he did in the Attitude Era. He wasn't a good wrestler. He just wasn't. But he was over because he could talk on the mic. And he was good with his character. The stuff he did with DX was fantastic. Danhausen isn't that great in the ring. His character work is amazing. He's completely over. He sells merchandise like a mofo. And that's all that matters. The fans love him. They want to see him. That's all you got to do. As long as he's not absolutely shit in the ring, which he's not, we're good. So after the interview with FTR, we got Jay Lethal promo. Again, this is one of the parts of the show I did not like because this is like the 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 20th week in a row. We're just getting promos from Jay Lethal talking about Samoa Joe and the Ring of Honor TV title. Like, do something different or just don't do it at all, honestly, because I like Jay Lethal. It's not a knock on Jay Lethal, but I'm tired of seeing the same promo week after week after week after week when Samoa Joe ain't even there to do anything in return. Like, why? It's silly. It's dumb. Don't do it anymore. The only saving grace here is it wasn't too long, so that's what it is. And then it also set up a match between Christopher Daniels on Rampage. So that'd be good. Jay Lethal versus Christopher Daniels on Rampage. It's set because he came in and basically was just talking shit to Jay Lethal. And Jay Lethal was like, all right, I'll accept your challenge. And that's it. Lethal is a bit hard to get into, to be honest. That's a personal thing. I guess I could see it. Again, I think he's great. I think he's great at literally everything. But it doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter how good you are. If you're doing the same thing over and over again, I'm going to get tired of it. And I love a lot of stuff. On August 6th, fight. I'm not promoting that crap right there. Sorry, buddy. After that, we get the Jade, Cargill, Carroll, Hogan versus Willow Nightingale, Athena match. Again, it's a tag team match, not a 3-on-3 match because there is no Layla Gray. There was a lot of sloppiness in this match. But I can't even be mad because I personally don't see Kiera Hogan get that much time. I don't think Jade Cargill should be getting the length of reps she's getting. I think her stuff should be short and sweet until she gets really good. Really good. And that's that. There was just too much at the end that just got a little bit sloppy. in the end, Jade Cargill ends up pinning Willow Nightingale for the win, as Jade Cargill should. She should just win everything she does and for the foreseeable future. But you got to protect her as a star. You have to make her look like a star. This match did not make her look like a star. The intro, good. The little bit of stuff, good. But then it went too long, and it just the wheels came off, and that's bad. That's bad for Jade Cargill in the long run if you keep doing this kind of stuff. I hope not, because she should be the biggest star they have, and hopefully she will be one day. Love Willow, great strides since Ring of Honor shut down, wrestling all over the place. I've seen her a few times. The first time I did see her was at the final Ring of Honor pay-per-view before Tony bought it. I like her. I think she has a lot of promise. She's going to be good. Jade sucks. She has a lot of growth to do. I agree. She has a lot of growth. But she has the look. She has the presentation. There's no reason she shouldn't be making buku bucks for AEW if they just book her better. They have to book her better. I liken her, as many people do, to Goldberg when he was in WCW. He wasn't fantastic. He had great presentation. He had great intensity, and they booked him to perfection. Book Jade like you book Goldberg, and you won't even see how much. You won't even see the holes in her game. You won't see the holes in her game just because you don't have time to. She comes in, she squashes people, and she goes. She's going to look like a beast. They don't do it. I like her look. Yes, she's a superstar. You put the entire AEW roster against the wall, and you ask anybody, hey, who do you think is the biggest star here? Every single person is pointing to Jade Cargill, hands down. There's no question about it. Jade Cargill every single time. I'm smelling an AEW women's tag belts. Yes, they are building up a tag team division very slowly, but it is happening. I can see it. We got a new tag team that we thought was disbanded. I'll get more to that in the main event. But yes, that's good. Goldberg was impressive. I think Jade Cargill can do impressive stuff. That's what I'm saying. They don't do that, though. They have her being in competitive matches. Jade can literally dominate any girl on that roster. She's got the size and she's got the power to do it. They don't let her. That's all I'm getting at. I'm not saying Jade's at the same level as Goldberg, because that's not the truth. But she could be booked like Goldberg, and she could look as good as Goldberg if they played their cards right. I know that's asking a lot of Tony there, but it's possible. They just, you know what? At this point, it's probably not possible because the damage has been done. They need to get her better, and they need to do something to right the wrong, because she was on a great path, and then they just took a left for some reason. Why did you do that? You completely, because she don't even have the appeal to her anymore. I was noticing this tonight. I'm going off topic here. I'm sorry. I apologize, but I got to get this off my chest, because I was watching and I'm like, man, she really doesn't come across as the star she did 3 months ago. And I think it's the booking, because as I point out, they do too much with her, and less is more here. I preach this all the time. Less is more in a lot of situations. This is one of those situations. That's my piece on it. Jade Cargill should be a superstar. Fix it, Tony Khan. Fix it, you idiot. Next up. Thunderstorm. Same shit as last week. It's kind of the same thing with the Jay Lethal stuff. They did the exact same thing. She puts over her match for next week against the girl that beat her in Japan, and then Brent and Hater show up, and they talk shit to her, and that's it. And that's it. Brent and Hater have a tag team match on Rampage. They didn't say it was against. So I'm assuming it's just going to be one of those like quick matches. And yep, I'm right. Thank you very much. Less is more. Thank you very much, because you're right as well there. 25 years later, Bill is still wrestling the same match. Okay. And to touch on this, David, I don't think Jade will be Bill. She's not wrestling 25 years from now. She's going to be in Hollywood. But Bill just never progressed. It worked for them because at the time it worked. Today, in today's age, that doesn't work for a long period of time. It works in the beginning, and then she can slowly progress and get better. And then, 5 years from now, she's not having the matches that she should be having now, where she's squashing people. She could be having actual competitive matches, and it makes sense. They want her to be better than that, and she can be better than that. I'm not saying that she can't. I'm just saying you have to book her. You have to hide her weaknesses. You have to book her to protect her, and they're not doing that. That's the gist of what I'm saying. They are not protecting her from herself, which in the long run is going to hurt her stock for them. She's another one like Ricky Starks. I can see WWE throwing the bag at her and promising her the world to get her to come over because they can make her a bigger star. This isn't me being a biased homer of WWE because that's not what I do. WWE can make her a bigger superstar than AEW will be able to. Hands down, no question about it. Will that change 5-10 years from now? Maybe, possibly. I don't know. But I do know as of right now, WWE can make superstars. They can put them in positions to do things past their wrestling careers. And that's what Jade Cargill, I feel like, probably wants to do. And WWE can do that better. AEW can do it if they just get out of their own fucking way. They fixed Cody in one day. They made Cody a big deal. Exactly. They made Cody a big deal. I guarantee you, Jade shows up, she just starts destroying people. But that's for another day, another dollar. On to the show. Again, the Rose of Storm thing. Basically, the 3 segments that I didn't like in the show were back to back to back, so it was fine because then the main event came in. It's a silly-ass main event. I had fun, though, and at the end of the day, that's all I care about. So Jericho Appreciation Society comes out. They put him in the shark cage. Jake Hager wearing the shirt right here. We brothers tonight. I love the drip. He goes in. Ruby Soho, for some reason, who is on Eddie Kingston's side, gets to control the cage and the key. That's weird. Why is that allowed? That just seems like it's kind of unfair. But I don't know. Is what it is. Can't wait to see the. Yeah, it's gonna be good. So then Jericho comes out as the Painmaker. My son had questions. I answered for him. He's like, "Oh, okay, that's cool." He's a big Jericho guy. I think the face mask and the paint is kind of silly, but whatever. It is what it is. The Ruby holding the control. Yes, it was very odd. Why are you giving the advantage to the babyface? Why? That doesn't make sense. Jericho, but then Eddie Kingston comes down. Who's in the cage? We had Jake Hager. We had 2.0 Rules. That's Magic Daddy and the other guy. Sorry, I don't remember his name. And then Danny Garcia. That's who's in the cage. So no Sammy Guevara because apparently he's still gone. Get more on that in a second, though. So the match starts. Eddie Kingston just, before the belly rings, he's on Jericho. He's ready to destroy this man, which is odd because he's wanted to get his hands and kill this man forever. But there's been parts over the past few weeks where he's like, well, there he is, but I'm not going to do anything. I like tonight. He's like, match is on. I'm killing this man on sight, and that's what happened. The match was nothing crazy. It was nothing special. It was just kind of a bloody match. That's all it really was. It's a good way to end a feud. I don't think they ended it, though. Jericho, at one point, Eddie Kingston got the upper hand here. And then out comes Tay Connie, who starts attacking Ruby Soho because she has access to everything. So that's why she had it. Still didn't make sense to begin with, but is what it is. So then once Tay Connie gets the upper hand because Ruby Soho has a messed up arm, out comes Anna Jay. And she says, "What are you doing, Tay? What are you doing, Tay?" And then she turns around and decks Soho, and they just start beating up Soho. So Anna Jay has now turned to heel, whatever you want to call it, and she's joined Tay Connie once again, the tag team right there. Thought they were gone. Now they're back. And then they let the cage down. They go to unlock it. They can't unlock it at first. So Daniel Garcia and not Magic Daddy from 2.0 Rules, but the other guy just slip through the cage because they're so tiny. And they go and just start beating up on Eddie. And then by then, Jake Hager and Magic Daddy from 2.0 Rules comes over and they start beating the shit out of Jericho. And then here comes the Cavalry, Mox, Claudio, Wheeler Utah, and Ortiz. They come down to even the odds. They all fight the back, and it's back down to just Eddie Kingston and Chris Jericho. Eddie Kingston wraps the barbed wire around Jericho's neck and underarm and just starts, what is it? The Dragon Sleep. Push him in the Dragon Sleeper. Got it. Dragon Sleeper. Sorry. Again, very, very, very tired. But then out comes everybody's favorite wrestler, Sammy Guevara. The heels rain down upon this boy. Both teams, just to touch on this, both teams. Absolutely. My son was like, "Why isn't the Black Bull Combat Club in a cage, Dad?" And I'm like, well, he's not part of the Combat Club, but they are on the side, so they should have been in a cage. Didn't make sense. I try to ignore these little things because I just know they're not going to happen and try to just enjoy what I can of it. And again, that's why I had fun for the most part of this match. Just a few little things that were just like, I don't do that. So Sammy Guevara makes the save. Then Jericho puts the barbed wire around his elbow, hits the Judas effect. And guess what? Chris Jericho won another feud that he should not be winning. Who would have thought that? I'll tell you who. This guy and old buddy Maxwell Jacob Friedman here. We saw it coming a mile away. Everyone's like, AD's going to win. AD's going to get his flowers. Chris Jericho's going to put him over. Chris Jericho is not putting people over. It's not happening. He didn't do it to Max. He damn sure ain't doing it to Eddie Kingston. Possibly he does come up with some wild ass shit, though. I'm not going to lie. My son comes up with some just wild ass shit. So then after the match, Eddie Kingston's up, no selling the Judas effect with the barbed wire on, attacks. There was a big clusterfuck there at the end where Jericho and Sammy Guevara messed up or something like that. And then for some reason, Sammy Guevara punched Jericho because I guess he was supposed to run into him and hit him on act. I don't know. It was sloppy there. And then Eddie Kingston throws Sammy Guevara out and then throws Jericho into the box of, as I put, and as whatever his face Excalibur said, a spider web of barbed wire on the outside. And that's how the show ended, with Chris Jericho screaming in pain because he's in the spider web of barbed wire. That's the show. Started off the first hour. Like, I loved it. I really loved the first hour. Those three things in the middle, I think, just completely took me out of it before the main event. I did have fun in the main event. Might have had more fun in the main event if they didn't have just three segments that were just like bad. Ugh. But is what it is. Overall, I think the show was good. That's what I'll say. This very well could lead to an Eddie turn. Possibly. I don't think so. He is so beloved by those AEW fans. I don't know why you would do that. I think that would be a terrible idea, in my opinion. Vegas barbed wire. I can't comment. I don't know. They were scraping people with it. I think the barbed wire on the ropes was fake, but the one on the thing actually did look legit. I'd have to go back and look. Omega back soon too. Yep, that's happening. The trios titles coming as well. So AEW is going to be stacked with titles for everybody. But yeah, like I said, the first hour of the show. If you want to know what to watch the first hour, and then if you have the time, go ahead and watch the main event just for shits and giggles, I guess. I'm not mad at the show. I am a much easier person to please than the rest of the business of other people, though. I'm not trying to hate on things as much as a lot of people do. Eddie as a heel is not happening. It would not work. He is so beloved. These fans are pushing this man to be a world champion in AEW, even though that should never happen. So turn him heel, man, they would be mad. That's a Vince McMahon booking decision right there, David. I'm very shocked by that one from you. I'm very, very shocked you would think of that one. But, so yeah, that's the show. We have a lot of stuff coming out. I'm going to go ahead and end it now. I'm not going to go any further because, again, I need to go to sleep. I've been up way, way too long off way, way too little sleep. I think we have an interview with my man El Capitan from the Capitan's Table with Wrestle Buddy tomorrow. Him and Maddie. I think that's going to be happening tomorrow. It's supposed to happen tonight. Things happened. Hopefully it's tomorrow. If you really enjoy old school wrestling, El Capitan is your man. He loves to break down old WCW, Dusty Rhodes, Ric Flair, I know there's more. Sorry. I'm learning with him on the Capitan's Table show where he goes over the shows and breaks it down for us. I'm learning these people. I'm trying to broaden my wrestling knowledge on things. This is your guy. 80s wrestling, early 90s wrestling. This is your guy. He's got you. So that's coming up hopefully tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. We have a Ring of Honor prediction show on Friday, so stay tuned for that. I'll be hosting. I got my main man, Nick, Zane, and I believe Maddie joining for that too. So Maddie's getting back involved with the Wrestle Buddy gang. That's always good. Maddie's good people. Love the kid. He's awesome. Interesting. Eddie Kingston should be a manager. I'm not against him wrestling. I just don't think I don't know. It's sometimes I don't mind him wrestling. Other times I do mind him wrestling. There's certain matches I just get like, he got real heat with Claudio, so you never know. Claudio's first world championship. Yes. So the Ring of Honor show is this Saturday. If you want to watch Cesaro or Claudio, whichever one you prefer him as, win a world title for the first time, that's probably going to be your best bet. I feel like it's happening. But more on that on the prediction show on Friday that you should be joining me with. 2 o'clock Central Time, 3 o'clock Eastern Time, 6 o'clock. No, 8 o'clock UK time. All the other times, I'm sorry, you're going to have to do the mathematics or time zone stuff yourself. So that's the show. And I'll also be back Monday, obviously, for the recap. But that's the show. I'm rambling. I'm going everywhere because, again, I'm delirious at this point. So I thank you guys for joining me. I appreciate it as always. Much love. And that's it. So I will see you. That isn't a word. Is it not a? I don't know. I don't know if it's not a world title because it's Ring of Honor. Okay, there you go. Thank you. That again, I'm learning Ring of Honor stuff. I only know little bits. I got CM Punk videos. I just watch those. I don't know much about it. So Claudio wins his Ring of Honor title. So there you go. Later. Appreciate it, Mark. Appreciate you jumping in, man. Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure for sure. But that's the show. Thank you guys for joining me. I'll be back in a much better spirits because I'm going to get some sleep for sure. And with that, where's this clip? There it is. Goodbye.